Hello, and before I start, please excuse me, I'm just back from a beer festival, so I'm a bit drunk, okay? Can someone please explain to me the fiscal transfer, right? Because it seems like a lot of crap to me. Maybe I've got something wrong here. I'm talking about the fiscal deficit, the budget black hole, the benefits of being in this precious union and pooling and sharing and all that, right? They're telling us that's good for us. I'm saying it's a lot of crap, man, right? As far as I can see, we have some devolved spending and we have reserved spending. All the tax money that Scotland makes goes down to Westminster, and then through the Barnett formula it gets distributed. So all the four countries put all their money in, then it gets distributed, but some of it stays at Westminster for this devolved spending, right? So we have a thing called GERS, which is the numbers, the accounts and stuff like that like people like to argue over, etc. The only figures that I have at the top of my head are the 2016 ones, and in 2016 Scotland made £58 billion, right? So that all went down to Westminster, and through the Barnett formula they say, right, okay, you have 30, so the Scottish Government get 30 to spend on devolved issues, and the remaining 28, which Westminster keep, that belongs to reserved spending issues, right? So every year what happens is the Scottish Government have this 30 billion and they're not allowed to overspend. It's a UK rule. They're not allowed to go over that budget limit, right? And every year, without fail, they balance the budget. They end up, maybe £500 million or something underspent, right? Now that underspend money, again, it's part of UK rules. It carries over to the next year, every year when there's this underspend, you've got the Daily Express, the Daily Mail, all these people, SNP underspend, what a waste of money. Even though it's not, it carries over, but they don't mention that. So they criticise it every single year, even though it's nothing to do with us, it's their rules. But like I say, every year, the Scottish Parliament, the Scottish Government balance the budget. They have that underspend. It's for emergency situations. If something like Notre Dame burning down were to happen to some place in Scotland, then that's the kind of money that's sitting there to deal with such a situation, right? Anyway, Scottish side is balanced. The English side, they overspend, right? So they gave us 30 of the 58, so they keep 28 for all these reserved issues, but they don't spend 28. They come back and they say, we spent 43 billion. It's like sending a kid to the shop or the ice cream van or I don't know, whatever. Here's the messages, here's a list of messages, and they come back with shopping bags full of sweeties, man. You're like, what the fuck? What have you, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Think about it, right? So they spend 43 and you're like, right, okay, well, what did you spend it on? What did you spend it on? Well, Trident, that's reserved spending, Trident, no, we didn't want that. We don't want that. What else did you spend it on? Right, okay, well, pensions, like welfare, right? Paying. There's an article, it has been proven that the policy that they've got for their welfare policy is one of punishing people, forcing them into poverty, sending them to food banks, declaring ill people fit to work. I'm sure I don't need to talk about this, right? And it costs, the report found that it actually costs more to punish these people than it does to just pay them the money and help them into their job. It's an absolute waste of money, right? That's what the majority of this money is spent on. And okay, well, what else did you spend it on? And they come back and say, well, pensions, right? Okay, well, yeah, obviously we need to pay folk pensions, well, You know, well, what's the problem in that? Oh, well, there's no pension pot. And you're like, well, why not? Why not, right? You know, if I was the very first guy, as soon as the UK government said, oh, we're going to start paying pension, we've got a new pension scheme, great, I'm going to pay in all your life, and then at the end of it, get told, oh, well, you know, it's going down and it's the worst pension ever, blah, blah, blah. And why is that? Oh, because there's no pension pot. Well, what have you spent the money on? And they're spending that pension money paying off the benefits, the welfare stuff, you know. These two things should not be mixed together. They're different things, you know. People who pay in, that's a savings scheme. The money should stay there, the money should go back out to them, and like this isn't difficult, you know. Like, we can do this differently. That's the thing, we don't have to do it the way that it's been done for so long, you know. And to suggest that, like, oh, well, we have this 15 billion black hole and oh, what a disaster it would be if it were to go independent, is absolute nonsense, because we've always spent our money wisely, and it's the reserved spending that's out of control. Those guys are going wild on the credit card, you know, or like, yeah, okay, they take 50% of our money, roughly, and spend like the equivalent of 75% of our money, and then tell us we should be thankful. It's an absolute joke, man, and anyone that says that it isn't, you know, better come up with a better argument than what I've heard so far, man, because we can do this differently. And that's it. End of story. Thank you. I'm done ranting. Bye-bye.